You know what would be so interesting is instead of somebody coming up to you being like, "Oh my gosh, you look so good," somebody coming up and being like, "Wow, like you must feel so good." Kind of interesting to think about. What's up, guys? Corey Beth here. And I want to just dive into this topic of feel good versus look good because let's be honest, I think we all want to look good, right? Nobody comes to us, nutrition, gym, fitness, or nutrition goals being like, I want to look like crap. Everybody wants to look good. But the lesser talked about thing, which I think is being talked about more now, is about feeling good. In fact, when I get on the phone for strategy sessions and breakthrough calls, I will often ask the question, like, what is that goal weight, goal range that like you feel really good at? And people are often able to answer when I pose it that way. But when I'm like, what is your goal weight? People are like, well, it's not really about a weight. It's really about how I feel. And that is true. I think we spent a lot of the 80s and definitely the 90s focused on numbers and the way that we looked at our weight. I mean, and look where that got us, like SnackWell's revolution and everybody's like obese. Think about that. Did you see America having an obesity problem in the 70s? We really didn't. That whole thing, which we can get into, it's like the 9 countries study. It's really fascinating about how we literally screwed ourselves in terms of our insulin resistance and everything else based on the type of diet that we had, based on the research that was being handed down to the nutrition. It's a crazy story. But all that being said, we did a really good job screwing up ourselves metabolically, that we're now in this place, which I actually think is a good place to be, where we are more focused on how we feel over how we look. Now, the secret in all of this is when you feel good, chances are you're also going to look good. But when you look good, you may not necessarily feel good. Let me explain. Our first bodybuilding season, I dove in. I lost 30 pounds in a matter of 4 months, which is pretty significant. And with clothes on, okay, so when I was a teacher and I was in the classroom, I literally had colleagues coming up being like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm good. Like, what are you talking about?" And they were like, "Okay, we just want to make sure like you weren't sick or anything," because I'd lost so much weight in such a short period of time. Now, once I got up on stage, yeah, you could see that like, my body was pretty leaned out and things like that. But honestly, looking back, I think about how I felt going through that phase. And quite honestly, Mike's not here today, so I'm just gonna be honest with you. I felt like shit. I totally hated the way that I felt because I was hungry and hangry and I had cravings and I would sneak into the kitchen that we had in our little apartment. Like I'd sneak chocolate chips and things like that because I didn't feel very good. I looked decent. Now, the second bodybuilding season, I realized how important it was for me to not just look good on stage, but also to feel good. And that's when I got more creative with our food, our recipes, which if you'd like me to share some of those things with you, just drop recipe below. Kind of been debating on like how much to share, and I think that might be something that you guys would enjoy. So let me know if you want some recipes. But as I went through that season, I looked good. In fact, I placed better. I placed second in a couple of shows, which was pretty exciting, but I felt really good. And going through all different health challenges and having IBS, I realized how important it was to not just look good, but feel good. And that's why I think it's such an important conversation that we have. It's not just like, do you look good? It's do you feel good? Because when you feel good, you look good. Think about it. A person that is miserable in their body, they may look attractive or they may look thin or whatever. But really, when you talk to them, you know that they don't feel good, right? Like, does that make sense? So here's it. Like, if you want to look good, you got to feel good first. And how do you feel good? Following our habit challenge, following our no nonsense challenge, getting on gut correcting supplements. Yes, that has a huge, huge deal to do with weight loss resistance, bloating, energy, focus, fatigue, stress, all of the things that we experience by function of literally living here in America, right? We are chronically stressed. We are chronically adrenal fatigued. Like these are just things that we have, I don't know, normalized. Like if we think it's normal to be bloated all day long, we think it's normal to be stressed. It's not. So looking good doesn't necessarily mean you feel good, but when you feel good, even if you're not in your perfect form, even if you don't have a bikini ready body or whatever, when you feel good, you will look good because you're happy. So the biggest focus that we have, yes, we want to get you to a goal. We want quantifiable measures. That means we want to be able to say you lost X amount of fat. That's really what we want to be able to say, not just weight, fat, which we want you to lose, which you do by resistance training and having a clean diet. Okay. But our goal is to get you to feel good because when you feel good, you're going to look good and you're going to show up better in your life and your life is going to be better. In fact, we had a coach at one point. He was like, when you feel good, you feel better, You are better. He was like, just by feeling better, you are better. Because when you feel better, you look better, you act better, you are better, you try better things, you want better for your life and your family and your community and everything else. So like we are literally better just by feeling better. And so that's our biggest focus. So wherever you are right now in the no nonsense challenge, what I need you to do is tell me, what habit are you rocking? What habit are you absolutely crushing it in? Are you getting your sleep? I got 9 hours last night instead of 7. It was kind of accidental, but like we went to bed early and I was like, yes, that's huge. I've never gotten 9 hours of sleep. You're like, Corbett, why are you talking so fast? Now you know. It's not coffee. Are you totally crushing it in water? What are you crushing it in right now? Are you taking your supplements every day? Are you getting your workouts in? And where are you lacking? Right now, I'm lacking in workouts. I just got over a little cold. And so like, I know that even though exercise is a good stress, it's still a stress on the body. So I'm giving myself grace. Okay. Giving myself grace this week on the workouts, but I'm doing everything else to a T. If I could get extra points for supplements, I would freaking get them because I've been living in my supplement drawer. I totally believe in the health and the power of our immune system and vitamin C and D and zinc and all of the good things that we can take. Okay. Very, very important. I even believe in the medicinal use of not like psychedelic mushrooms, but mushrooms like cordyceps and things like that that are very good for you. So somebody else is also lacking workouts. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Crushing supplements and water. Okay. High five. Me too. Like so much water. So here's what I want you to do right now. Okay. Look at what you're crushing and be like, yes, I freaking rock. And that's it. And that's it. I didn't say, look at where you're lacking and be like, okay, I got to improve that now. Celebrate where you're rocking and continue rocking there. Oftentimes we think like, oh, I got to go focus on the thing that I'm not so good at. No, celebrate the heck out of what you're rocking right now. And in the back of your mind, you know you're going to get to the workouts. I'm probably going to get my solid 3, maybe 2 and next week. And guess what? I'm cool with that. I'm giving myself grace on that. But I am crushing what you're crushing. And I want you to celebrate. Like I'm virtual high-fiving you for crushing that. That's what we have to do. That's how we give ourselves grace. That's how we feel better. Instead of sitting here beating yourself up for not getting your workouts in, because I did that for a half a second. And I was like, Corbett, you had a cold. Like, shut up. Okay. Maybe something came up. Can't be perfect all the time. Sorry. It's not going to happen. It's real life. We're humans. Okay. Celebrate the heck out of what you've done and focus on the fact that when you follow these 6 secret habits, you are going to feel better. And when you feel better, you, my friend, are going to look better too. Celebrating the heck out of maintaining a 100-pound weight loss for a year. Heather, I know that that's you. Freaking congratulations. Guys, wait, is that Lisa? Who is that? There's 2 of you that have lost a ton of weight. I'm thinking that's Lisa, actually. It just says Facebook user. Otherwise, I would call you out by name. So drop your name in the comments. I think it's Lisa. I'm going to wait for it before we log off this video so I can properly give the congratulations to the person that just shared that. And that is all I have for you today. She's got 10 more seconds, and I'm ending the video. You gonna hang in here with me? Congratulations too. I could just go on the Facebook and see. It is Lisa. Congratulations, Lisa. 100-pound weight loss that she's kept off for a year, and she looks fabulous. And Lisa, I know that that's you. You are crushing supplements and water because I am too, my friend. Celebrate what you're doing. Give yourself grace. Focus on feeling better. You will look better, and that's the name of the game. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Drop your celebrations in the comments. Bye, guys.